What's going on, you guys? So today we're going to be going thrifting, and we're essentially just going to be trying to find any type of film camera that we could get our hands on. As you guys know from these thrift videos, I do give away these cameras every single month, so if you guys want to be entered in the next giveaway, definitely subscribe, as well as follow me over on my Instagram, which I am going to be displaying right over here. But anyways, you guys, as we go thrifting today, we have a couple of different thrift stores to hit up. I think there's like maybe 7 or 8 stores, but as we go to all of these different stores, I'm going to be telling you guys the story about my worst street photography confrontation and how I almost got robbed in the streets of San Francisco shooting street photography. Loving this weather, man. Alright, so I am starting off a little bit later in the day, so I feel like it is going to be a little bit more difficult just because, you know, the early bird gets the worm, but
You're welcome.
All right, check it out. Konica. I've never seen a Konica camera. First of all, price check, 40 bucks right here. Let's see what this thing is right here. What are you? Oh, look at that. A Konica Auto S2. Looks like a little rangefinder camera. 45mm 1.8, actually really nice condition. Shutter opens up, you got the aperture up there. Is aligned. Alright, so the camera actually looks pretty good. It's in good condition. Only thing is, sometimes when I try to fire it, I don't know if this is a manual camera. Honestly, I've never seen this one before. I don't know if you can see the blades in there, but check this out. Alright guys, what do you think? Should we take a risk on this? Shutter actually fires, aperture opens up nicely, body's in good condition, but I just don't know exactly if this takes battery or not.
We got 75% off right now.
Oh,
so that's $11. Well, 11 something with the tax. With already the tax. Yeah. You gonna get that one?
Yeah, I'll
I
take
had to bring it to the front, honey.
All right.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll meet you at the front, okay?
Okay, hold on. For 11 bucks, we're gonna take that risk. 1108. 1108. Thank you. All right, first find of the day, not bad right here. So we'll get more into that later on, but all right, so back to my worst street confrontation. Now this all took place about a year and a half ago. I think it was like 2022 in San Francisco. And I was out making a video with my Ricoh GR3, just shooting some street photography. Now, funny enough, my focus for that day was actually to make photographs of scenes with people walking through it rather than like just of people. So this is kind of funny that it happened on that day. But anyways, I was in the financial district of San Francisco, and you know, midday light around noon, there's these really big shadows that cast these beautiful diagonal lines. Now there was a corner where this huge diagonal line was casting this beautiful light, and there was a lot of contrast between your highlight and shadow. So I posted up there on the corner, and I essentially was just trying to frame my camera towards the entire scene. Well, as I was doing that and I was pointing my camera towards the wall, somebody had walked in from the left side of my frame to my right. And as I was adjusting my exposure, he thought I made a photograph of him. After he looked at my camera and saw what I was doing, he instantly approached me. He came up and he said, "Hey, what are you doing? You taking a picture of me?" And you know, in that aggressive tone. So completely caught off guard, I was still looking at my camera. I didn't even realize he was talking to me until I looked into the LCD screen and I saw him approaching me. And I was like, oh, what the hell? So I put my camera down and I looked at him and I said, "Oh no, man, I'm taking a picture of this wall." Because I mean, that's pretty much what I was doing. I was trying to get the highlights nicely exposed and the shadows really, really dark. Well, he took one look at me after I said that and he was like, "Hey, show me your camera. How do I know you didn't take a picture of me, blood?" And I'm like, "Bro, what?" So I didn't even take a picture yet. I was adjusting my exposure. Then he keeps on pressing me. And he's like, "Hey, bro, delete that." Popping off on me for no reason. You know what I mean? And it's always the people that you don't take a picture of that always have a problem with being in a picture. Now, what he did next was so uncalled for that I honestly started to get a little bit pissed off myself. It's a long story. We're gonna get into that, but I want to head off to the next thrift store, see if we can find anything, and then we will continue on. Y'all, look what we just found, man. This is a digital camera binocular. So they're binoculars, but you can take photos with it. Now I was reading a little bit more into it. It says 16 megabits of memory. I opened the thing up. It shows a port for like a little old, I don't even know what cable that is, but there's a port for it, but there's no SD card. So $20.99, but 50% off, I believe. Should we take a risk? This could be a really interesting video. Imagine doing street photography or something like this. Is this a part of the 50% off by any chance? Is it part of the 50% off? Yeah. It is? Okay, can I actually pick this one up, please? Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. You too. Dog, this is gonna be video of the summer right here. My bad, I dropped the receipt. Okay, so the next stop is actually gonna be the flea market. Now, before we get there, I know there's gonna be a lot of footage that we're gonna have through there, considering, you know, the time of day as well. So let me continue my story about my worst street confrontation. All right, so where we left off was he was pressing me. He kept asking me like, yo, would you take a picture of me? And he did something that I thought I never would have to encounter on the street. And that was, I was holding my GR3 in my right hand, and he comes up and he slaps it out of my hand, just bop. And my first reaction is like, damn, I'm stunned, because I thought I would never have to deal with something like this. I didn't even take a picture of him. So my first instinct is, oh, I'm gonna go pick up my camera. So I go to pick up my camera, and then he tries to shove me. And at this point, like I said earlier, I was getting a little riled up, because I was like, wait a second. I'm not gonna let somebody that I didn't even take a picture of try to punk me right now, right? So I pick my camera up, and as he shoved me, and he keeps insisting, let me see your camera, let me see your pictures, let me see. If you didn't take a picture of me, you would show me right now. And I'm like, all right, bro, here, give me a second. So I grabbed my camera off the ground. Luckily, there was no damage on it. I turned it on again, and then I opened up my photographs. And let alone, there wasn't even one single picture of that person on there. I mean, there was pictures of these really nice kind of backgrounds and this crazy casting light. But that was it. There was nothing of him in there. So I show him, and I'm like, here, look, you see? Like, there's no pictures of you on here. What are you even doing out here with a camera in the first place, pointing it in the direction of people walking? And I told him straight up, I'm a street photographer. I take pictures of people, I take pictures of places, everything that is in between. I like to document life. And the crazy thing is, as I'm trying to explain myself and let him know exactly what I do, he keeps saying like, no, that's not cool, da 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 da. So I tell him straight up, like, you know what? You're in a public space. You're on a public street, I can make pictures here. You know, that's just part of the law. It's our right to make photographs on the street, freedom of press. And I think because I said that, he got a little bit more riled up. And then he started asking me like, what's up? What's in your pockets, bro? What's good? And I'm like, oh my God, is he trying to rob me right now? This is freaking, I don't even know what to say. All I got in my pocket, bro, was my phone and my camera, and you ain't gonna have any of it. He was just like, what's up, bro? Let me get 5. I'm like, 5 for what? And he's like, bro, for you stopped me, bro. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You pressed me, you're tripping, bro. I was, and eventually I figured, you know, this guy is not gonna stop. He's just gonna keep on going. So I started walking away. And while I was walking away, he just stayed in the same spot, and he was just yapping. And you know what? I turned my back and I said, I can't continue to entertain this right now. I gotta get going. During that exchange, while he was asking me for money though, he kept trying to like get closer. I don't know if you've ever been in like a street fight or anything like that, and you can tell somebody's about to pull something. And that's why I started to kind of back up and walk away, because I'm like, at any point in time, he could throw a punch, he could throw a swing, and then I'm gonna get clipped by it, and then next thing you know, he's rummaging through my pockets. So let me just get away from him. Now, that was pretty much the entire confrontation. We went our separate ways after that. I didn't see him after. Honestly, you guys, I think the way I handled that situation probably wasn't the best, and I learned a lot from it and how to deal with these confrontations. I made a lot of mistakes in that situation, and I want to talk about that, break it down as we continue on through the other thrift stores, just so you don't have to, you know, fall into these same mistakes and possibly, hopefully, thankfully, end up in a worse situation. Let's go. Thank you. Appreciate it. Good, how about you? Thank you. Yo, remember Yu-Gi-Oh cards? Oh my goodness. 28 to 85. It's actually a pretty nice lens right here.
Give me 15.
15? 25?
Yeah.
For that? I thought you said 15. I could have sworn you said 15. Look at this thing. This is SR505. I've never heard of that before. Hello. How much is this one?
I was asking 75.
75? I didn't bring much cash though. I don't want to.
There's an ATM in there. Excuse me. For me. I can say yes, I can say no, so it's okay.
45.
It's like half price already. Some people probably get mad, but it's okay.
Let me go walk around a little bit, okay?
Okay.
45 though. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You offer me that. Money is no good unless you use it.
Yeah, I hear you.
The point of working if you can use it.
I'll be back. Thank you so much. Money's no good unless you use it. Yo, look at this Chinon. It's a big boy right there. Ooh, the thrifts are lively today. What's up, dog? While we're down here, though, look at this shot Telemax. That's pretty cool.
I come spend $30 every day.
How much is this one here? $1 for it? Alright, I'll give you $1 for it. Appreciate it, boss. Bro, it is so freaking hot today. Oh my gosh. All right, so the flea market was not necessarily a huge success. We did get one little point and shoot for $1, so that's still a win in my book. Luckily, we still have like 3 or 4 more stores to head to and see if we could find any other film camera. But as we mentioned earlier, I want to talk about kind of what I learned from the entire street photography confrontation thing and what I would do differently moving forward. So the first lesson that I learned from that entire thing was, first of all, I should have put my camera away. I should have either put it in a pocket because it's a small camera, or just if I had a strap. I didn't have a strap at the time. If you have a camera strap, kind of put it on your back, get that, you know, camera out of, I call it like the danger zone, right? Because anything could happen. The next thing that I learned, and I wish I did completely differently, was get riled up back. And here's the thing. When you are in a confrontation with somebody, especially if you're not doing anything wrong and someone approaches you, the best thing to do is stay calm. I, on the other hand, got upset because he tried to push me. And because of that, I started to raise my voice and I started to kind of have a screaming match with him. And as a result, I feel like it just escalated more and more. Even if we understood each other, it didn't matter, because you got 2 people in the middle of the street yelling at each other, and in a situation like that, that's just not what you want to do. So what I wish I would have done was kind of just keep calm, and you know, if he were to continue to push me or try to grab for my camera more, then you know, I would deal with it then. But responding in the way that I did, I feel like it just wasn't necessarily the best way to go about it. Oh man, I ran out of coffee. All right, so we made it back home, and I'm gonna go over what we found from today's flea/thrift adventure. But I'm also gonna be announcing the film camera giveaway, which is gonna be one here on YouTube and one over on Instagram. So be sure to stay till the very end. But before we even get into that, I want to give a huge thank you and shout out to our sponsor for this episode, which are the good folks over at Skillshare. So now that it is summer and the sun is out for way longer, I really want to learn more about videography. More specifically, cinematography. I mean, I even picked up the Ep.329 to up my video quality. So I started to take a class called Fundamentals of Cinematography, 3 Techniques of Subjective Storytelling. And this class was so eye-opening, learning more about storytelling and how you can utilize subjectivity to really get your message and story across. Now, I did find this class on Skillshare, which is the largest online learning community for creatives with a wide depth and breadth of topics, ranging from illustration, graphic design, photography, music, cinematography, marketing, productivity, and much more. Now, if you do anything creative and you post it up online, Skillshare is absolutely essential. If you want to invest in yourself and really elevate your game, you need to try out Skillshare. Skillshare is actually hooking up with a 1-month free trial for the first 500 people who use my link. All you have to do is click the link in the description below and you guys can get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare completely free. If you really want to elevate your photography, your productivity, your editing, your videography, all of that is on Skillshare, and now is the best time to do it. Click the link in the description below, and a huge thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's episode. But really quick, let's jump into the cameras that we found. All right, so the first one here is a Ricoh RZ110. It's a little point and shoot camera. And I've never seen it in this color before. It's like this really dark olive green. Now, I don't shoot these point and shoot zoom cameras as much anymore. I typically buy them and then give them away to my friends who want to start shooting film so they have a camera to get started with. But this one was way too cool to pass up. I think the color was really what got me, and I think I picked this up for like $5, so it ended up working out really well. Next camera we found here is the Canon SureShot Max. It's a little 35mm point and shoot. And this one I actually picked up for $1, which is honestly pretty freaking crazy. It has a 38mm 3.5 lens, and it has that boxy shape that I really like. It's very similar in shape to like the Konica Big Mini, and I've never actually shot with this specific camera before, so I'm gonna put a roll through it, give it a shot, and see how it goes. If you want to see a review on it, or maybe if you potentially might want to win it, hit me up on Instagram because we are going to be doing giveaways there as well. But for $1, the Canon SureShot Max, not a bad play at all. I'm still in search of that Yashica T4 or like an Olympus Stylus Epic. Once I find one of those in the Thrift or the Flea, I'm giving up these videos forever. I'm just saying it right now. That will be the end all camera find, and that's it. All right, so next up we have this camera from Konica, as you see here on that leather case. This was the price tag on it. So it says $39.99, but it was 75% off. So I think I paid $11 out the door for it, and that's with tax included. Now, once you take off that leather case, it reveals this beautiful rangefinder camera. This is the Konica Auto S2. Now, it looks very similar to like a QL17 G3, or better yet, like the Yashica Electro 35, but what I really like about this camera, first and foremost, when I was looking at it, was the fact that it's super clean. Like, everything on this camera looks freaking immaculate. Not to mention the viewfinder inside is actually pretty clear, and the rangefinder patch surprisingly works really well. It seems to be aligned, and being that this lens is what, a 45mm equivalent, yeah, the frame lines are not bad at all. You actually see a display on top that shows the apertures, which is pretty cool. On the top here of the lens, you have the focusing, which is going to be controlled by this little tab here on the bottom. Very short focus throw, so this could be really good for street photography, and it even comes with a built-in hood, which pops up just like that. Now, I got to do a little bit more research because I believe this camera only fires with a battery inside of it, hence the name Auto. But when you shoot it over into bulb, it fires mechanically. So there is the shutter inside, and there it is open, and there it is closed. But you guys, for $11, this was a really, really good find. I think they're online, they're going for like 70, 80 bucks or something like that. I definitely want to test this out because this could be a fun little camera just to go and bring around whenever I want to go out and shoot, and I don't want to take the Leica. So this one right here, check it out, Auto S2 from Konica. And last but not least, we have a camera that I honestly don't even understand. It seems like a gimmick, but I really, really want to try using this for street photography. So check this out. This right here is the Med Capture View digital camera binoculars. And look at that. They're binoculars, and it has a shutter button. It's pretty freaking cool. What's funny is I was looking at it and I was trying to figure out like, oh, does this thing take like an SD card or anything? And it doesn't. You know, the instruction manuals are perfectly preserved. It looks like someone bought it and just never really decided to use it. But it has this super old school cable port that you plug into the camera. And the camera itself has an internal storage of, I believe, 520 megabytes. Let me see. Oh, no, sorry. 16 megabytes. But this is what it looks like. It's pretty interesting, right? I'm guessing that is where the lens goes. And then you just look through the binoculars. On top, you have some controls. And those controls, I believe, capture the photo on the right side. And then on the left side, I believe it is a zoom. Now, I don't think I've ever seen this before, but can you believe this camera has 0.3 megapixels? Let's zoom, let me see. 0.3 megapixels. Oh my goodness. You can't tell me I'm not gonna go shoot a billboard with this thing right here, right? Hey, at least the binoculars work really well. Now, the reason why I picked up this camera is because I want to see how this does for street photography. I don't even know how to turn it on. I think it takes batteries. Does it take batteries? Yeah, okay, so it takes some AA batteries right here on the bottom. I want to do a video about, you know, binocular street photography. I think that would be pretty cool. So if you guys want to see that video, definitely drop a like down below and also comment. Let me know if you guys want to see it or not. I don't know how much I paid for this. I think I paid like, so it says $20, but it was like 50% off, so it was ended up being like 10 bucks. But that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the last camera that we found in today's thrift video. So as you guys seen, we were able to find a few cameras. It's nothing crazy, and a lot of times when I go thrifting, this is kind of how it is. The videos that you see where I do find some of the bigger items, I typically really get lucky, and it just so happens, you know, I'm at the right place at the right time. Now, before we get into the camera giveaway, I want to talk a little bit about the street photography confrontation that I had. Just some of the key takeaways and, you know, what I would recommend for anybody out there to kind of practice and be prepared for. So in that scenario, there's not really much you can control other than yourself. So here's what I feel like I could have done better. First things first, always carry around examples of your work, especially if you're shooting film. Not all the time are you going to be able to show, you know, the back of the screen and, you know, show what you're actually doing. Having like a physical sort of like small book portfolio that has like maybe 20 of your photographs that you've made on the street allows you to better explain what exactly you're doing. Number two, my mistake was I started to escalate the situation more than it should have. I was getting frustrated because he just wasn't getting what I was trying to tell him. And what I shouldn't have done was engage back in that firefight. I should have just kind of taken a step back and kept myself a little bit more calm. But this was the only confrontation that I've had where I really kind of flipped sides a little bit. In these situations, the best thing to do is stay calm and collected, because if someone is already in a rage mode, anything you say won't really get through to them because they're not in the right mind state. So just stay calm, stay collected, show the proof of what you're doing, and kind of back yourself up. You know, don't back down as well. I mean, that's really all you can do, and just try your best to de-escalate the situation rather than escalate it. Okay, so now that we got that little segment out of the way, I hope you guys really found something useful within that piece. A lot of my videos online talk about beginner street photography, and you know, I don't want anybody to go out there and face something that I had to face. So in the comment section down below, tell me what your worst street photography confrontation was, how you handled it, and also like what were the steps you took to really de-escalate the situation. Comment those down below, and let's move on into the giveaway. So I'm going to be giving away 2 cameras. One of them is going to be here on YouTube and the other one is going to be on Instagram. Now this is the camera that I'm going to be giving away on Instagram. It is a Pentax Spotmatic SP, almost near mint condition, barely any scratches. This thing looks and feels brand new, to be honest with you. Nice and clicky, all the shutter speeds work. Just an awesome camera. So if you want to get entered into winning this camera, follow me over on Instagram at KingJapes, which is going to be displayed right here. Same thing here on my YouTube. Be sure to look out for the post where I announce the giveaway for this camera. So follow me over on Instagram. Should be announcing that here within the next week. Now, as for YouTube, this is the camera we are going to be giving away. And the only thing you need to do right now is subscribe, which most of you guys who are watching these videos, I hope you're subscribed already, but if you're not, what are you doing? You're slacking, you're tripping, you come on, bro, what are you doing? And number 2, all you have to do is comment down below your favorite 35mm film stock, as well as your Instagram handle. This way I can contact you directly if your comment is selected for a winner. And in about 2 weeks from the date of uploading this video, I am going to contact somebody through Instagram. I'm going to show it in the comment section as well, which I will be announcing the giveaway winner. So be sure to look out for that. Follow me over on Instagram so you guys can stay up to date with it. But let's talk about the camera I'm going to be giving away here on YouTube. So check this out. This is a Yashica F.R.2. It's a completely, I want to say all electronic camera, because there's no manual function on this thing, but luckily there is a battery inside of it already. And then on the front, we have a 50mm 1.9. Now this camera, you guys, oh my goodness, the focusing screen is amazing. It has this really nice prism in the very center that really helps you catch focus. So anybody out there who's looking to get started with photography, this is a fantastic film camera to start with. As you guys can see, the entire thing works. And it's made out of pretty much all metal, so it is a little bit heavy, but it gives you that nice functionality that any other film camera would. So to get entered into winning this camera, just follow those same 2 steps, subscribe, comment down below. And like I said, in about 2 weeks from the date of this upload, I will be selecting a winner here on YouTube, and I will be announcing that in a future upload. So stay tuned and subscribe. But that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys have any other tips for street photography confrontations or whatnot. I would love to hear that. But that's it. Good luck to everyone out there. And again, follow me over on Instagram to be entered into the other giveaway. So I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, Minolta Gang. Whew.